Friends, it's Terri Gaines, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. In this video tutorial, I'm going to share one of my Stampin' Stack cards created with the Snowy Scenes 12x12 Designer Series paper. This paper is perfect for holiday cards. It's got these beautiful images on one side. On the back side, it has some great backgrounds. It is so versatile for so many of your holiday projects. A lot of these images can be cut out. There is a coordinating dies and stamp set. So the stamp set has 20 images, and all but 4 of them, the 3 sentiments and the background, the rest of them can all be cut out with the dies. The dies have 23 dies, so including all of these dies and these decorative dies, you've got snow globe dies. There is a print on the Designer Series paper that has snow globes. You can use the dies to cut those out. You can use the dies to cut the penguin. You can use the die to cut the snowman along with these 2 tree images, or you can stamp those images. For this card, I am using the Designer Series paper, and I am using this print for a background and this print for a background, and then these snow globes are going to be part of the decorative images. So before I start with the decorative images, I want to talk about the card base and the Designer Series paper layers. Now, this Designer Series paper coordinates with all 7 of Stampin' Up's exclusive colors available in cardstock ink pads. Some of the colors are available in blends and other embellishment products. So in saying that, you can pick whatever color you would like to coordinate. I told you I'm going to pick these 2 prints, and I'm going to have garden green as my coordinating cardstock for that. So I've got that already determined, and I already have these cut out. My Stampin' Stack packets are materials for 3 cards. This month I had an in-person event, and I'm offering my packets to my customers who place online orders, that they can also take advantage of these. So I have, you can receive a free Stampin' Stack packet, and all the details are on my blog or in the text portion of this video. So the card base is basic white. It is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4. You can score it at 4 1/4 or fold it. It is not pre-scored for you. So if you want to score it, you will want to take your paper trimmer with a scoring blade, or you're simply scoring. I just match up the corners, take my bone folder, and crease those. So that is the card base. Now, I already told you I'm using the garden green. You can pick any color if you're going to recreate these and buy the supplies to make them. But I have garden green. And if I failed to mention, each packet has materials for 3 cards. So I have the garden green, but let's talk about the Designer Series paper first. I usually cut that first and then determine how much visibility of the paper I want to see on the top and bottom. So how I determined how I'm going to cut the Designer Series paper, let me just grab a piece just a second here. So the Designer Series paper comes 12 by 12. And I wanted it to be the length of the card base, so I cut it at 5.5. And then when you have your 12 by 12, if you cut it in 2-inch sections, you're going to get 6 per length. If you cut it in 3, you're going to get 4. But if you cut it 3 inches, you get 4, 2 inches, you get 6. But if you cut it at 2 3/8, you're going to get 5. And that's what I did for these packets. So I initially cut my 5.5-inch strip. Then I took this to my paper trimmer and I cut it this way at 2 3/8 to get that. That way I could get 10 cards per 12 by 12 sheet. You get 2 each of these in your packet, so you can get 20 per this design, 20 per this design. And this design I actually took from a different packet. I took this paper from the Reindeer Days paper. I took this design. I thought that went well for my my designs. So that is how I determine this. So what I would do first is adhere my Designer Series paper to my coordinating cardstock. So what I like to do is put my adhesive on the back of the smallest piece and then it's going to be layered onto this. It is the very same width. So then what I usually do is grab my paper trimmer or my Simply Scoring tool and push this card base or the card stock layer up to the wall. Then I can hold this up. Don't put the adhesive, don't let it touch until I'm ready. Look for equal spacing here and here. Hold on to this because otherwise it will slide away from the wall, and then hold that to the wall. Look for my equal spacing, and then I can bring that down, and then I get really good alignment doing it that way. So then what you can do is take your adhesive, put it on the back of this layer, and grab the card base. And what I chose to do is put this right in the center, meaning equal space on the top and bottom. Push this up against the wall. Look, push this up against the wall. I'm not letting the adhesive touch yet. Look for equal spacing here and here. And then have that come down. Now hopefully the packet is already cut and this is all flush. If it's not, you can just take it and trim it even. So we're going to say it's good to go. So that's the first part of the card. Now I have used the snow globes for this. So in the packet I have this piece of Designer Series paper, a section of it. So with this sheet you get all of these little snow globes. There's not a die that's going to cut these out, so you do need to fussy cut those out. And I'm not a big fan of fussy cutting, but I do like using the paper snips, because what I like to do is just hold the paper snips and I'm squeezing the blade as I cut. But what I'm really doing is holding the scissors, we call them paper snips, the scissors, in one spot, and I'm moving the paper, and I'm getting a little bit more blue space up there. That's okay. I don't look for perfection, and the person I give the card to is going to know it's handmade. I'm going to stamp the back of the card, let them know I made it, and write my initials or name on the back. And you can just cut that out. So you do need to cut those, and you're going to have 3 different images. Now if you're going to duplicate these cards, you've got lots of snow globes on here, so you can get lots out of that sheet. I don't have the exact count there. So now when I put the snow globe on, I did want to add a little bit more, and I decided to use these tree dies. So in your packet you're going to get 3 of these tree dies. These dies are also in the mini catalog. I forgot to share. This is from the September through December 2024 mini catalog, and it's also these dies, these decorative tree dies. What I did was I cut out just the tree. Let me show you here. I cut out just the tree out of the garden green. Then I put the tree in the fern 3D folder, and the logo part is what you want up. You're going to open it up, put your tree anywhere where you see a big fern, and that's what I did for your packet, is put that tree right there, close that, ran that through my die cutting machine, and it added some texture to those trees, which just added a lot of detail to those trees. Now I'm not using dimensionals to adhere my cards because I'm going to be sending a lot of these, and if your card is over a 1/4 inch in thickness, you're going to pay extra postage. I don't want extra postage, and so I'm also going to adhere both of these with my double-sided adhesive. So I put the tree down, and then I'm going to put the snow globe right next to it, overlap it a little bit, and just you decide how you want to place that. If you choose, you can use dimensionals, and that is one of the cards out of the packet. Now keep in mind, each packet's going to have a different set of snow globes, and here are some other samples where I have created for using those same products and a different snow globe in each one of these. But this is one of my November 2024 Stamp-A-Stack cards, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me. All my thank you gift offerings are in the bottom of the video, in the text portion of the video and on the bottom of each of my blog posts. There'll be a link in the video text to get to the blog post. I will have a PDF that you can download that will have pictures of the 3 cards, the measurements, the supplies, a link to this video, and you can download that free PDF. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for stopping by. Take care and happy creating.